Hello, Taurus. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for showing up. We are doing a reading for December, the last month of this astrological year here. Well, not astrological calendar year. Astrologically will be um, February. But anyway, let's not jump into that. Let's continue here, okay? So, today we're doing a general reading. This is for your sun, moon, rising, and your Venus sign. We're going to be checking just main energies for December, what's coming up for you, main theme, what you're leaving behind, what are you embracing. We're going to be clarifying as well and checking advice for you, okay? So let's get started. Thank you so much for being here. If you could just leave me a thumbs up right in the beginning, it helps me to grow the channel, to remain here doing these videos for you and to spread the word to other people out there. Okay, so let's get started. And thank you so much for being here. So, what is Taurus? What is their main theme for December? So, the Wheel of Fortune, yes, new stuff. Five of Swords in reverse. And the string card, perfect. Now, what are you leaving behind? Five of Cups. This is very good, leaving behind. The Queen of Swords and the Seven of Wands. Okay, so we definitely have defensive cards, leaving behind defensive cards. So that's very positive. Now, what are you embracing in December? For Taurus, what are they embracing here? So, Magician, embracing your energy. King of Wands and the Knight of Wands. Okay, perfect. So let's start here talking a little bit more about this. So we start very first card, main theme, first card of the game, the Wheel of Fortune. This is a brand new cycle coming up. We are talking about this brand new beginning for you, a new season, right? A new chapter, a new cycle, very karmic, okay? Because the wheel talks about cycles, karmas, all of that coming up. So we could be having in December you starting with a brand new karmic situation, and maybe you've been paying some karmic debt and now it's coming the good stuff, because you have to see here all the good stuff, right? The strength is here. Like I said, you may have gone through some stuff in the past and now it's coming up, okay? Now you're shining again. And this could actually be with the Five of Swords in reverse. This could be fighting your own thoughts, what is going on inside of you. You had to reframe, you had to rewire yourself when it comes to something. It kind of feels for quite some time. I'm hearing the last 3 to 8 months, there could have been something. So most of the year, right? Most of the year of 2025, there's been quite a few challenges here. And it could be about people, of course, but it could also be about yourself, about putting yourself first and understanding that you have the knowledge, okay? You know what's best for you, and maybe to learn to remain flexible in the middle of the wheel as the shifts and the seasons go through, you remaining strong, remaining there in the middle. And we do have a lot of books here, so we could be talking about you looking for knowledge, whether this is in books outside or checking with yourself, going to your Akashic records, meditation, diving in, understanding who you are, how you feel about certain situations, and all of that. Where is your courage? Okay, maybe you didn't feel good enough about your courage and it finally is coming up here. Okay, so December really feels like a month for you to breathe, for you to understand the amount of, and this happens, some people like to do that. December, it's a month of review throughout the year. Who was I in January? Who am I today? All the things that I went through, all the lessons, so you could even take note of everything that happened. Who were you in January? Who are you today? All the things that happened, or maybe like you said, 8 months ago, right? Who were you back then and who are you now? Okay, so that's very interesting here, but let's clarify and see what else is here on the main theme for you. I mean, just from looking at this, I feel that this is a very positive month for you. Now, for the Wheel of Fortune, we have the Ace of Swords, you see? So realization, truth, new chapter, new beginning. This is also talking about you when we're talking about the Ace of Swords. This is you grabbing the sword of truth, right? The truth is coming up, the new chapter, the new beginning, the protection, because this also talks about the sword of Archangel Michael, which is the protector, right? So there's a lot of protection here coming from you, and this feels divinely guided, because yes, the Wheel of Fortune also talks about divine timing. Okay, now for the Five of Swords in reverse, we have the Page of Wands. Believing in yourself, knowing that you deserve more, you deserve to start. And maybe you have been trying to start something new in the past, but maybe someone told you that you're not good enough, it's never going to happen, you know, and they could be just limiting beliefs. Why would you do that? Why would you start something new now? I don't know, maybe starting something new now in the end of the year. Why would you do that? Okay, follow your truth. This feels like, yes, you will definitely start something new, and this is something that it's yours to keep, not from other people, it's from you, and that's why it's inside of you. The idea is yours, no one else's. Okay, now for the strength, we have the Chariot. Yes, yes, of course, your strength, you moving forward. There's a lot of you taking the lead of your life, you taking the lead, because the chariot also is connected with the moon, with Cancer, focusing on family. We could be talking about you and your family. If you have a family, you taking charge and not listening to other people's families, how they deal with it, how they lead, how they manage their family, but you focusing on yours. And if you don't have, maybe this is you focusing, what kind of family do I want? This feels, December feels very much like in terms of family focused for you. Now, of course, your job can actually be your family. Okay, your coworkers, if you have a good friendship with them and all of that, this could be a case. I mean, there's some jobs that you ended up, you spend so much time with them, they ended up being your family, right? They are your friends, they are your family, they are the ones, if you trust them, of course. Yes, by all means, right? So it feels very strong about that energy here. Okay, now very strong for your main team. Now let's jump into what are you leaving behind. Now we start straight away here with what you're leaving behind. Five of Cups, beautiful. You're leaving behind situations from the past. They don't add anything else into your life. You have learned a lesson, you've done the work, you've done the shadow work, you've done the healing, everything is there. So why keep coming back to the same? And we could even be talking about you just going into declutter in the life, in the home. Okay, so we could be doing that as well here. So this feels very, very positive for you, because you know there's still two cups standing here. So I'm just going to turn around and I'm going to focus on that. So I'm turning my back on this and I'm focusing. I'm turning my head into this one. Okay. We also have the Queen of Swords. Now, in for some of you, I feel this is the version of you you could be leaving behind, a version of you that can be sometimes very cold, sometimes too assertive, like the kind of person that stopped enjoying life. This person is just focusing on responsibilities, duties, on and on and on. And there's no such thing on as I'm going to do this for myself. I'm going to enjoy myself. I'm going to, I'm going to my yoga class because I want all of that. I feel like you're leaving behind the person that never had time for yourself. It was always like, list of things to do, right? List, 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 list. So very automatic. That's what I'm feeling here. And also the Seven of Wands. So I'm leaving behind the person that I have to excuse everything that I'm doing. I have to justify what I'm doing. And not just to others, but to yourself. Because like I said about this Queen of Swords, it feels like you're very in a autopilot here. So there was no such thing as I deserve this or that. I was like, no, I can't do that because. So I have this very strong, really autopilot here. I can't even say it in a different way, because that's the way I'm feeling here. Okay. It's repetitions, right? Repetitions, repetitions. Nothing can be out of place. Nothing can be um, done in a different way. But let's clarify this and see a little bit more. What else is Taurus leaving behind? Now, for the Five of Cups. For the Five of Cups, we have the Three of Cups. You might be, this is interesting. There's 3 cups down, and then it comes the 3 of cups here. So you could very strong leaving behind friendships, communities, people that they don't add anything else into your life, and you're like, okay, done is done. Okay, I'm okay with that. This could be old habits from old people that you don't want to be related to anymore. Okay, now for the Queen of Swords, Four of Pentacles. Again, leaving behind the sense of I have to do everything, perfectionism, everything needs to be done in the right way. There's a rule for everything. And there's no such thing as I'm gonna shift today. No, because the Four of Pentacles also talks about, this attachment. So attachments to everything. Say, for example, the house needs to be clean from 10 to half 11. It cannot go from half 10 to half 11 or 12. Okay, there's no such thing as that. I have to leave the house to go to do the grocery shop at this time. I have to leave at this time. I need to take a shower at this time. Dinner needs to be ready at this time. So there's the sense of I'm going to be living that a little bit. I'm going to loose it up. Okay, there's a sense of loose it up. And this could be a case where you have been going through a lot of stress in the past. Remember, we're coming to a new cycle here with the Wheel of Fortune, a new version, taking ownership. And taking ownership, it's to first putting yourself first. How do I feel about doing this? I don't even know how to talk. So this is weird. This could be how you feel, actually. Yes, for the Seven of Wands, we have the Queen of Wands. Okay, so I'm just gonna work my magic. Okay, instead of justifying myself, I'm just gonna smile. I'm just gonna do the things that I have to do, and I don't have to tell the world what I'm doing. That's it. This is me. I'm done. Right? So this is very positive for you that you're leaving all of this behind, all these rules and all of that's like, it's okay, you know? Control what you can control. You can't control the world. It's impossible. So why would you stress yourself about that? Now, what are you embracing? Now, what's the beauty of this? It's how this is related, right? The last card here that we talk about, what you're leaving behind, we're talking about the Queen of Wands, which this is the Witch of the Tarot. So she does what she needs to do, and she leaves behind what she needs to leave behind in silence. She's not telling anyone about it. And we start, what are you embracing? The Magician, the Wizard. Okay, so you leave behind what is blocking your magic so that you can embrace your own magic. Okay, this is so cool. I really like it because you are here connecting as above, so below. You have all the tools here, you have everything here. However, it feels like there was something in the past blocking you. There was something about the people blocking you. Maybe the energy of the people, not even the people, but the energy. You were still allowing the energy of these people to come into you and to just allow that to take ownership. And I see you cutting off that. And in December, you are bringing back your own power. Okay, now for the Magician, what do we have here? So we have 2 cards, the Sun and the Nine of Swords. Okay, so I'm not allowing these nightmares anymore to drive me crazy. I'm not allowing other people's worries to take ownership. I'm going to focus on the sun. I'm going to focus on my power. Because what's the sun? The sun is the masculine energy. Okay, now remember, we're talking about energy, is not about genders here. So we're talking about that energy, that young energy that I'm going to take action. Okay, I'm not going to focus on the negatives of something. I'm going to dive into I have the tools. I know how to make it happen, and I am taking action on that. Okay, and look at that, there's a little cabin here, so you could be stepping away to work on your stuff. You could be stepping away to deal with your magic, to okay, I'm just talking about magic, maybe you're not focused on magic, but when I'm talking about magic here, I'm talking about your own powers, the power to, your self-confidence, your words, you believing in yourself. And sometimes you have to step away from society, from the people that you relate with, to tap into your strength, into your energy again. You might need to go into nature, go into a field, right? Go into a park or the beach or somewhere, hike, you name it, okay? You know yourself better than me. There's so many of you here. So, of course, that's why I'm saying talking about your magic is just regaining that power that you have about yourself and who you are and your essence. Okay. Now we also have the King of Wands and the Knight of Wands. So we have two cards here. Okay. Talking about power, talking about taking action. It's a lot of fire, even though you're Taurus, right? Very grounded, but there's some fire here that it's coming up for you, okay? There's this taking action, and this taking action comes from very within. So you could be embracing your, yes, Nine of Cups. You could be embracing the good things in life, okay? You could be embracing all the work that you've been doing. Yes, I'm going to enjoy that. Okay. And I'm going to enjoy full on because King of Wands is full on. Okay. He's very charismatic. He knows his worth. Now, I have to say, for some of you, I'm feeling very strong. We could be talking about a very strong physical attraction to someone. Someone might, and you have to be careful because someone might want to take your energy. Okay. We could be talking about someone using you in a sense because you have a very good vibe. You have a lot of knowledge. Okay, you went through a lot, so you have a lot of experience that you can give a lot of advice, but someone wants to take this for free. So pay attention that when you're embracing life, you're attracting, you're much more magnetic. However, pay attention, you're not being magnetic to the wrong ones, and you're being magnetic to the right ones. Okay? Because there's a tendency here that when you are very magnetic, but there's still some issues inside, you ended up attracting that ones. And if you don't have your discernment active here, you might ended up, suffering a little bit there with that. Now, for the Knight of Wands, we have the Five of Cups. Okay, so there could be some nostalgia here as well. You could be embracing the person you want to be, but then you look back and like, oh, but it used to be so nice to deal with that people. It used to be so nice to go to that class. It used to be so nice to deal having that conversation, but it's not happening anymore. Okay, so take that as just a memory and don't stop living your life because of a memory. Okay, so let's move on here into the Lenormand. Let's take a card for each theme here. So first of all, for the main theme for December for you, Taurus. Woohoo! We have the ring. Hey, we have new love. We have something new here. We have a new commitment, but we could also have new partnerships. A new commitment with yourself. Okay, this could be an alliance with yourself. This could be you attuning with your own energy, right? Your vibration, because look at all the rings of vibration here. So you're connecting with the vibration of love, the vibration of positivity, the vibration of companionship, all of that, okay? Now, the energy for what you're leaving behind with Lenormand for Taurus, what are they leaving behind? What is the energy here? So we got two cards. We have the stars and we have the mountain. So you're leaving behind challenges that once seemed like meant to be, but it feels like they were just karmic for you. They were just here for you to learn something and then move forward. Okay? So from this, I'm taking that you learned your lessons and you're leaving that behind and you're moving forward. So when I get a good card here, I mean, they're all good cards, but a good card here for what you're embracing, because the embracing here did bring the three cards, the three cards of the clarifiers did bring some worries here. Okay, so let's get an advice here for you. So we have the sit here. Okay, it's about cutting off. So it's time to cut off with worries. It's time to cut off with people that don't serve you, and it's time to cut off with old memories of the past. You have twice the Five of Cups here. You have on what you need to let go, and then you have a clarify on what you're embracing. Make sure, try the best of your ability, that when you're leaving someone behind, it's okay to take the good memories with you, but don't let that stop you from moving forward. And that's where sometimes you have to cut the connection until you are strong enough emotionally to look back and say, yes, they did help me a lot at this time for this reason, for this amount of stuff, and now we move forward because this is life, right? As a soul, we made contracts with these people to help us go through this. However, when we are in the physical form, we have this tendency to attach to the people and to all of that. Okay, so let's get a final advice here for you. This looks like a very long video today. So if you're still here, thank you so much for being here. Let's get on here the advice from the Sacred Earth Oracle, okay, for Taurus. They're very stiff, so hopefully just one is going to come out. Otherwise, we will take one. I feel it's going to come out. Okay, we'll take this one. Thank you. Efficiency. Yes, perfect. So let's see what efficiency has to say to Taurus. Okay. Okay, so this is the card. It's very beautiful, just full of green here. Imagination can be your greatest asset if you value and nurture it. This requires some daydreaming, playfulness, and lightheartedness. Let your imagination guide you to new ways of seeing and being in the world around you. The resources you need are all around you, so take the mundane and make it transform your world into something magical. So we did start talking about here when you said about letting go of this stiffness of this, rigid way of life. And this card is just asking you to do the same. Work more on the playfulness of life, okay? Nothing is the same ever, ever. So why would you keep doing the same thing ever? So it's time to shift, to move forward, and to do all of that. Okay, so that's what I have for you. Thank you so much for being here. And until next time, have a beautiful December. Take care.